Okay, so we looked at what, where, and when. These are three question words for information questions. When you want to know the thing or it, you want to know the place, location, where, or you want to know when, what time that action happens. Okay, so this is similar to page 114 in AZAR. It's AZAR 5.2. And as an example, what is used to give more information about my job. It says, as a yes or no question I have, is David a teacher? What does David do? What is his job? Okay. Another example, yes or no question with about actions. Are you shopping right now? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Okay. So I can use what if the answer is no, no, I'm not. I can say, what are you doing right now? Okay, and you can give me the answer. So I can get extra information. All right. Yes or no question number 2. Does David shop there? Okay, at the mall. Say at the mall. Or if the answer is no, then I want to ask more information. So I can use where. Where does David shop? Where does he shop? Okay. So I use question word, helper verb, does, subject, main verb, shop. Okay. Another example, yes or no question, is Holly reading right now? So I have my helper verb, subject, main verb, and then extra keywords. All right, but I want to know the location. Where is Holly reading? Okay, where is Holly reading? Where, question word, is, what type of verb is that? Is it a main verb or a helper verb? Helper verb. Holly, what part of the sentence? It's the subject, and then reading is the main verb, okay? Another example, yes or no question, are the students at home? So I just have verb be. I'm just using verb be as a verb to ask about location. You can do that. It's possible in English, okay? So I can use where. I could say, where are the students right now? Okay. So again, I can use be, and that is the main verb, and it's the verb I use in the question, okay? So finally, do you usually go to the mall? That's a yes or no question. So information question, when, question word, helper verb, do, subject, you, main verb, go, and then after the verb, to the mall usually. When do you go to the mall usually? Or when did you graduate high school? So asking about what verb tense is this? Is it the present, future, or past? It's the past tense, okay? When did you graduate? So it's good to use different verb tenses, and the helper verb takes the verb tense, okay? So if you want to use the present, you have to put the helper verb in the present simple. If you want to ask about the past, then you have to put the helper verb in the past, okay? So rules for what, where and when, okay? So in your grammar notebook, I want you to copy this information, and you can pause the video, and when you're ready, continue watching this video. Okay, so if I'm asking a what question, and I'm asking about actions, what I need from you is the question word. Well, what, where, and when are the question words. I also need the helping verb. I need the subject. And I need the main verb, okay? So this will help us learn the rules so that you can keep organized and you have the correct structure when you write these questions, okay? So let's look at the example for what. What does David do? What are you doing? Okay. So what, with actions, I need all three of these. I need the helper verb, subject, and a verb. So let's put that together. Okay. So that's the rule for asking about actions that you do. What do you do? What are you doing? Okay. And if I describe it, I can describe people, places, or things. What I need is an example like, what is his job? Okay, if you're asking about describing people, places, or things, and I'm talking about a job in this case, then I'm just going to use verb be, okay, plus the subject. What is your job? My job is a teacher, or I am a teacher, okay? So you can use what to describe things with verb be, or you can use what to talk about, to ask about actions, okay? All right, so then where, let's look at where. Where does David shop? Where is Holly reading? Where are the students right now? It's the same as the last examples, right? So where looks the same, okay? And where are the students? Where plus verb be plus subject, the students. Where are the students, okay? Where is my friend, okay? When is different. When do you go to the mall? When did you graduate high school, okay? So when only has one rule, and I think you can guess. We're going to use the same rule as for actions, asking about actions, okay? So I need a helper verb and a subject and a main verb. So when did you graduate, okay? So what's the question word in this example? When. Helper verb, okay, do or did in this case. Subject, you. Graduate is the main verb, okay? So for information questions about an action, they always use a helping verb They sometimes use a helping verb. They seldom use a helping verb, or they never use a helping verb. Which one is correct? If you're asking an information question about an action, you always use a helping verb, okay? All right. So we're going to do some practice here, and I want to know, can you write the long answer for each question and read the question first? What are you doing right now? So this is number 1. I want you to copy these examples in your notebook. So copy this, copy the questions like this, and put lines on the left and lines on the right, and put make your paper look like this first. So pause the video and then do that, and then we will continue. Okay, so for the practice, read the question first. Okay, what are you doing right now? All right, write action or describe for the meaning of the question. Okay, is it asking about an action, or is the question describing people, places, things? Okay, so what are you doing right now? It's asking about an action, okay? And the long answer, I am reading the paper, okay? So you can make up your own answer, okay? How about question number 2? Are you at home now? So, are you at home? Well, I don't have an action verb. I'm just using verb be. It's a yes or no question. Are you at home? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Well, this is describing the location, okay? So I can say I am not at home. That's my long answer, okay? All right. For number 3, what do you do on Thursdays? Okay. What do you do? What do you do? Okay. The meaning of that, is it describing people, places, or things, or is it an action, asking about an action? It's an action, right? Okay. So I'm using what with an action. I have my helper verb, my main verb, all right? What's the long answer? I study on Thursdays. Okay. Number 4, do you like to shop? Do you like to shop? Yes or no question. It is describing what I like, and it's not an information question. I would call this describing. It's a non-action verb. Okay. I like to shop. Okay. So that is my long answer, if the answer is yes. Okay. Number 5, where do you shop for shoes? Where do you shop? Okay. So I want to know where, I want to know the place, but I'm asking about the location of this action, shopping. So it's an action. And where do I shop for shoes? I shop at the bazaar. Okay. Number 6, right now, are you watching YouTube videos? Are you watching? Are you watching? That's an action, right? And the answer for me, I'm not watching YouTube right now, okay? Number 7, when do you go to sleep usually? When do you go to sleep? So it's asking about the time. And I have do you go to sleep. So when do you go to sleep? Is this an action, or am I describing a person or a place or a thing? Well, it's an action, right? So how do I answer this question? I have usually. So, and the helper verb, what verb tense is this? Is this the past or the present? It's present. Present simple, right? Frequency adverb. So I'm asking about habits, routines about the person. So I go to sleep at 11 p.m. usually, okay? Number 8, what time do you get up? What time do you get up? So what time, this means the same thing as when, okay? So that's important to know. Well, it's the same as number 7, except what time do you get up? That's like wake up or get out of bed. I get up at 6 a.m. Okay. Usually. All right. Number 9, when did you graduate high school? When did you graduate? What's the verb tense of this question? Present or past simple? Past simple, okay. Is this describing or is this an action? Action, okay. When did you graduate? I graduated in 2003. Okay, so this is just practicing with the meaning of the question and getting the long answer. Some of these questions are yes/no questions, but this is a way to practice understanding. Is it an action or is it describing people, places, or things? Okay. So that's it for this video. Copy this in your notebook as part of your practice. All right. So we just finished a practice about things, places, and time when you're asking about what, where, and when. So we're going to practice more questions about the past, place, time, and reason. So in your grammar notebook, this is on page 117 in your book. We will practice where again, and when, and what time. Also, we will practice why, how come, and what for. Okay. So I have a question. Where did she go? Okay. You can answer a short answer if you like. You can say home. Okay. What's the long answer here? She went home. Okay. All right. And so the meaning, where did she go? I want to ask about am I asking about she or her? No, I'm asking about a place. Okay. So you can copy this in your notes, and I want you to fill in with me in your grammar notebook. Okay. Next, when did she leave? Okay. Again, we have our helper verb, did. Leave is the main verb. Okay. So, short answers, last night, 2 days ago. Ago means before now, okay? So you should know that. Ago means before now. When did she leave? Tuesday morning. Or when did she leave? At 7:30 p.m., okay? How do I give the long answer? I could say she left last night, okay? So here I have, when did she leave? General action, when? Is it in the present, or is it in the past or the future? When did she leave? General past time action, okay? When you use ago, you're asking about the past, all right? What time did he leave? Okay, different question. What time did he leave? At 7:30, 2 days at 7:30, let's say at 11 p.m. Okay. So when is general past time, right? But what time is specific? Okay. So what is the real time? What does the watch say? Okay. Next, let's look at why. Why did he leave? What did he leave for? And how come he left? So all of these mean the same thing. Why is more formal for writing, okay? What did he leave for, or how come he left? Those are more for speaking, okay? So keep that in your notes. For writing, you can now for speaking you can also say why, that's okay. But for speaking, these other two are more common, okay? So, all right. And he left because he didn't like the party. That's the answer. So I use why because I ask about the reason, okay? So this is how I can use the different, the three different question words, where, when, and why. And I can ask about specific time with what time. So you can take out, instead of when, you say what time. Okay. Now, why is good for writing and also for speaking. Why did he leave? Okay. But for speaking, you can say, what did he leave for? Okay. So that's what I mean by what ... for. For is at the end of the question. Okay. And how come he left? How come? And then subject and then verb. Okay. And these are all asking about what verb tense. It's all asking the past. Okay. So place, time, or reason. Let's practice. In your notebook, when you see a question word where, it means you are asking about what? You're asking about a place. Okay. So place, time, or reason. Okay. When asks about time. What time asks about time, and it is specific. Okay. Exact. Okay. How come? Do you remember the meaning? It means you want to know the reason. Okay. What ... for? You want to know the reason. Okay. And then why means you are asking about the reason. Okay. Okay. So we have some example questions, and you can pause the video here. All right. Now, you can write the rules for these questions in this table. You can do this in your grammar notebook. And I did where for you. We did this in the last video. So where are the students? Where, verb be, subject, okay? Or you could use where. It asks about a place. Where do they play tennis on Fridays? Where, helper verb, subject, main verb. Where do they play? Okay. So when the meaning, it asks about time, okay? What time is specific? Specific time, all right? So I can use when. Remember, when only has one rule. When plus helper verb plus subject plus main verb. Okay, so it's the same as that example above. Okay. When did you leave? I left 2 days ago. Okay. When can also be specific. You can say I left at 11 p.m. That's okay. All right. For what time? It's the same. Okay. So the structure, the rule is the same as when. Okay. What time did you leave? So here it means you want to know the specific time. I left at 11 p.m. Okay. Why? So why, the meaning, it asks about reason. Okay. The reason for something. So rule for writing, why plus you can do the same order as the others. Why are you sleeping in class? Sometimes I ask that to a student. I am sleeping, the student says, I am sleeping because I'm tired. Okay. All right. Now you can do the same thing with how come you are sleeping? It's the same. And what is, you'll put for at the end, okay? So how come you are sleeping? What are you sleeping for? Okay, so that is how you build the sentence like that, okay? What are you sleeping for? It means why are you sleeping, okay? I am sleeping because da 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 da, okay? So let's try this. Go ahead and pause your grammar for their grammar notebook and put these examples in your grammar notebook. All right, one more practice and then we will, you'll be ready for AZAR, okay? So practice, write the question to get the information in bold. So I'm giving you the answer and the meaning is about a place, time, or reason. Okay, so we know it's gonna be where, when, and why. Okay, so I live in Suli. Suli is the word, is the key word. I want to get that information. It's about a place. I'll ask a question about place. So I live in Suli. What's the question that I ask you? Where do you live? Okay. Number 2, I teach at 9:30 a.m. So I want to know the time, and I want the specific time, so I can use what time do you teach? Okay. Or I could say when do you teach? That's okay. All right. Next, number 3, my friend shops for yogurt. And I want the meaning, I'm asking about the reason for shopping. Okay. So can you put your answer here? Can you guess? So why? And the subject is your friend. Okay, so why your friend shop? Why is your friend shop? Why does your friend shop? Which one? Why does your friend shop? Okay, good. Because shop is an action verb, so I have to use helper verb do. Teach is an action verb, so I use helper verb do. Live, action, do is my helper verb. Okay. Good. So now let's practice everything, and you can do this in your notebook. So each sentence has one error, and I want you to correct the error. Rewrite the sentence in your notebook for March 9th, 2020. Okay, so do this in your notebook. So let's do number 1 together. What time does your friend study English? So there's a problem with the word order. We have what time, right? So what time? There's too many helper verbs, right? Helper verb, helper verb, helper verb. This is a main verb. So which of these 2 is correct? What time does your friend study? Okay. So that's the correct helper verb. Okay. So to try these, pause the video, and then you can find out the answers. Okay, here's the answers. When your friend is coming to AUIS. Okay, so when is, I'm asking about the time, but remember when I have to use helper verb, subject, and main verb. So I can't put the subject first, I have to put the helper verb. So when is your friend coming? Okay, that's correct now. Now it's correct. Okay. So, what about number 3? Number 3, why you don't shop at Majidi Mall? Why? Okay, I have a negative helper verb, so I still need to do the helper verb first. Okay, why don't you shop? Okay. That has to be first. Helper verb is first, before the subject. All right, number 4. Where is David doing right now? Where is David doing right now? I don't understand. I think I have to change the question word. can I say why is David doing right now? When is David doing right now? No, I need what is David doing right now? Okay, that's better. Okay, number 5. When are you go to class usually? When are you go? When is okay. When are you go? Well, I can't use verb be with a base form. I have to use a different helper verb. When do you go to class usually? Okay? So that is the best way to, the easiest way to fix that sentence, okay? Good. So in AZAR, do exercise 5.2 and 5.3 in those two sections. You're doing exercises 8, 10, and 11, okay? Very similar to this practice that we did. So you can pause the video and we will come back to it, and then I will do one more practice with you. Okay, so pause the video now and do exercise 8, 10, and 11 in your book. Okay, so now we are going to practice some reading and writing questions. All right, so first read each sentence. This is a little story, a little paragraph. Slimani slows down. Okay, and in the sentence, you see a bold word. It has a number next to it, okay? And that is the information that you want as your answer. So I want you to write a question to get that bold word as the answer, okay? So we'll do number 1 together. So Slimani isn't always a quiet city. Usually the traffic is heavy and the streets are busy. However, these days, the city is very quiet. Okay, so the answer in the paragraph, it says, the city is very quiet. So I want to get, as my answer is the city. So I want to write a question to get that answer. So I have the city, and I can write my question. What is very quiet? Oh, the city is very quiet, okay? So that's the answer to number 1. We'll do number 2 together. So keep going. 2 days ago, the government closed several restaurants and cafes. Okay, so number 2 is closed. That's the answer that I want. So I need to write a question to get that answer. 2 days ago, the government closed restaurants. So the government closed restaurants. I'll just say restaurants, okay? The government closed restaurants, right? So what time is this? Is this the present or the past? Well, this verb closed is past simple because we have ed, okay? And so the government closed restaurants. So I want to use, I'm asking about the action that the government did. So what So really, this is my question. What the government do? So I need a helper verb. What did the government do? Why do I use did? Because helper verb gives you the verb tense, okay? In questions, information questions. All questions. The helper verb, the helper verb is the verb tense, okay? So keep going, do number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. And I'll share the answers. You can do this in your notebook first and try your best. So copy the answer, copy the sentence on the right. Okay. They're worried because they don't want to lose money. Okay. So that's the sentence in the paragraph. And so I need a question that gives me the reason. So I want to say the answer is they are worried because. So my question is, I want for the reason why are they worried? Okay. And there we go. So good job if you got that right. That's not easy. Okay. So try number 4 by yourself, and then I will share the answers. Okay, number 4. The coronavirus affects the whole city. Virus affects the whole city, like all of the city. So I have the virus. All right. So I want to ask about a thing, something. And what question do I ask to get the virus as the answer? Can I use information question word? Yes, I can use what. I could just replace the word and say what affects the whole city. Okay. So what is very easy because it asks about the subject, the virus. So it's easy to write the question for it. Okay. All right, I'm going to share the answers for number 5, 6, and 7. So you might have different answers, but you must use who, what, and what, okay? And those are the best ways to get these answers, all right? So that's it for this practice, and I'll give you one more video for this writing information questions topic.